Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to my channel. Welcome to another video. Now that the 12 steps are complete, I figured I would get back to breaking down some scripture and showing some similarities to other philosophies slash ideologies. Today we're going to be talking about a couple different scriptures and how it pertains to what I've found in a passage within the teaching of Buddha, which is kind of interesting. By the way, in case you didn't know, the Buddha is the sun. At least that's what the language points to. A Buddha would be basically a mirror of the sun, or an aspect of the sun, kind of like the photon being the son of the sun, or Phaeton being the son of Apollo, right? But needless to say, I just want to go over in chapter 2, section 3, the final two paragraphs in that section. The teachings which I have given you, I gained by following the path myself. You should follow these teachings and conform to their spirit on every occasion, or, if you prefer, like in step 12, practice these principles in all of our affairs. If you neglect them, it means that you have never really met me. It means that you are far from me, even if you are actually with me. But if you accept and practice my teachings, then you are very near to me, even though you are far away. So, first things first, I wanted to talk about Matthew 7, verse 22 to 23. Many will say to me in that day, Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in thy name, and in thy name have cast out devils, and in thy name done many wonderful works? And then will I profess unto them, I never knew you. Depart from me, ye that work iniquity. So I find an interesting resonance between that and if you neglect them, it means that you have never really met me. Them being the teachings of Buddha. If you neglect the teachings, it means that you never really met Buddha, or the sun. If you fail to follow the teachings of Buddha, you never really knew Buddha, right? And this is kind of along the same lines. If you didn't follow the teachings of Christ, or you don't follow the teachings of Christ, you never really knew Christ, and Christ never really knew you. So, moving on, I find another interesting resonance between John 14:15 and John 15:10. So John 14:15 being, if ye love me, keep my commandments. And John 15:10 also resonating with that, if ye keep my commandments, ye shall abide in my love. Which resonates perfectly with, but if you accept and practice my teachings, then you are very near to me, even though you are far away. If you keep my commandments, or accept and practice my teachings, then you are very near to me. Ye shall abide in my love, even though you are far away. And this is basically the inverse. If ye love me, keep my commandments. Or if you love me, as in if you know me, if you actually know who I am, you will follow my commandments. You will follow my teachings. You will practice them in your daily life. You will practice those principles in all your affairs. If you actually know the light, if you've seen the light and you know what's going on, you will practice the principles of light and life and love and truth and freedom and honesty, integrity, and courage in all of your affairs. So it's just something to think about. Perhaps the division between religious ideologies is a far thinner line than most people might think, or maybe there is no line, and the line is just an imaginary boundary made up in other people's minds. So, something to think about. I mean, again, Matthew 7:22 to 23, John 14:15, John 15:10. Those three scriptures resonating, harmonizing with just a simple passage within the teaching of Buddha. So, something to think about. Hope you guys like this video. On to the next one. Thanks.